MyMac podcast 936. WWDC expert predictions.
And welcome everyone to the MyMac.com podcast number 936. And this week, we're going to talk about stuff related to WWDC for 2023 because it begins on Monday, June 5th, and expert predictions are about to happen. No, not our expert predictions, but those of tech analysts and pontificators throughout the Apple world, condensed down to a very silly segment from the GMen. Hello, Gaz. Don't do the bounce. It did the bounce. It bounced. How are you? How are you, Gaz?
I am very well, thank you, Guy. I am very, very well. The sun is out here and it's warming up. We've still got northerly winds, incredibly. The prevailing wind in the UK is normally from the southwest, which brings us those lovely warm winds from the tropics and from the West Indies, to be honest with you. But for the last few weeks, we've had lots of winds coming from the north, and it's a cool breeze. But now the sun is out, and when you're in the sun, it's lovely and warm. So yeah. I like your acting; it's quite good.
Yeah,
I've been out on the bike, and today actually I went out with Anne because somebody locally has got one of those electric things, those electric bikes, and
that's cheating.
We thought we'd test to see whether she can use it, whether she's happy using it. And we went out, and I couldn't keep up with her going up the hills, Guy. That was
a surprise since she has just a little bit of help.
Yeah, quite a bit of help actually.
Yeah.
And but that's
cheating,
good.
Yes.
So we might go, and it was a quick 10-mile ride,
Yeah.
so that was good.
Yeah.
I might take her out on a longer ride. So I haven't really been doing a great deal on my Mac, but obviously I've been doing lots on the iPad. I've been thinking, do I need a new iPad? Because lots of nice new Mac programs might be available on it now.
New iPad I must have.
To use software I will never use other than once. And I was listening to a podcast. I won't mention the podcast. And we were mentioned on this podcast.
Oh, really?
Because of a mistake that we made.
Wait, hold on. So somebody mentioned our show and that we had made a mistake. Well, that is like the absolute best advertising that we could have for this show.
Well, the funny thing was, it was because the show that they were talking on had made a mistake, and quite not a big mistake because they corrected it, but they'd made a mistake themselves. And they said, yeah, it was funny because they'd compounded the mistake by not thinking, and just, one person had just gone with the mistake. And then
Sure.
I think it's something that we did similar. And they mentioned this to those other people who then said,
now you got to say what the podcast
No, I'm not going to, because what I want to find out is whether the person that I'm talking about,
let me know.
Yeah, offline. I will. The person that I'm talking about knows who they are, I'm sure. And I'd like to know why they didn't tell us about the mistake that we'd made, or whether they just thought it was funny, which is probably the case, because it is typically Guy and Gaz, isn't it?
It is. It really.
We compound the expertise that we don't have.
If you come to this show expecting expert commentary on any subject that we talk about, you are in for a rude awakening.
I don't think they were.
Okay, good.
Hopefully they came for the entertainment, and hopefully they were entertained. Oh, I've got something for that, haven't I? Let me see if I can find it. It's on the top one. So yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah. Are you not entertained? Yeah.
Well, you should be listening to this show. That's the whole point of this show.
But it was just I just found it quite funny that we'd been mentioned on the show because of a mistake.
Because of somebody else's mistake.
Yeah.
Great. Guadalama.
Oh
I mean,
dear.
this is where we go. This is
Yeah.
where we go all the time.
And how are you doing, Guy? How's old one-eye Guy? One-eye
One-eyed
Guy.
guy, one-eyed guy. Um, last week was quite significant, actually. I went in on Wednesday
Mhm.
for my CT scan,
Right.
and I don't know if you remember last year when I was in the hospital for cellulitis.
Yes.
They had trouble putting an IV in my arm because my veins don't cooperate. They can find them, but as soon as they try to put an IV in, the vein just kind of goes whoop, nope, 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 nope.
Oh.
We're over here now. We're over
So
there now.
your veins are anti-needle.
They are very much anti-needle. They're like, we're just not into this. So just like when I was in the hospital last year, they had to go through the hand, which fortunately is very much more painful.
Yes.
So because
Yes.
I'm really into that. I'm really into the pain. But they finally got it done, and I haven't gotten the results back yet, but I'm anticipating that it's not going to be any big deal. But right
Fingers
after
crossed,
that,
touching wood.
yeah, please, can I just catch a break here? Okay,
Yes.
just
You deserve
a little
break.
break. I
And
really
I don't mean
do.
a
And
broken arm.
No. I've never, I almost said I've never broken an arm, and then a question like this.
Don't say that's the wrong
I just
thing
said
to
it.
say.
I know. I've never broken any bones in my body. So now it's going to happen in rapid succession. But I did. Whoops. Oh, look, my shoulder is now dislocated. I don't know how that happened. And then right after that, we went to go see Dr. William Deegan. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this word. Ophthalmologist.
Sounds good.
Supreme of the Spectrum Retina and Ocular Oncology Group here in Virginia. And he is very pleased with my healing process. But now that the CT scan is
can
done,
I just ask a question? Is your healing
Sure.
process different to everybody else's healing process then? Is that why?
What I mean, as far if they've lost an eye, I don't know. Could very well be. But fortunately, everything is going well with that. He was going to put this little thing in. It's called a conformer, and I because this is a fun podcast, I'm not going to explain what that is and what it's for. But he said if I didn't want to have it put in, and I really did not, that we could just skip that. And so we are. But now that the CT scan is done and everything seems to be healing well, we're going to make an appointment to see the eye prosthetic guy. That should actually be a title. I'm the eye prosthetic guy.
Yes.
And that should be like late June. And we'll see how long it takes to make a fake eye. On the tech front,
we'll see how long it takes to make a fake eye for Guy.
Yeah, fake eye guy.
Fake eye guy.
There you go. Fake eye guy. Follow the bouncing ball. The glass broke. Feg. Yeah. He's such a feg. Anyway, no, we're not going there either. On the tech front, the glass broke. Not the screen, but the glass on my Gen 5. We were talking about the Apple Watch a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
My Gen 5 Apple Watch, the glass broke, and it left kind of a sharp edge along the crack where the break is.
Ooh. Yeah.
So I started looking into getting it repaired, and repairs are going to be over $200.
Whoa!
And so I started looking around, and for under $250, I picked up a refurbed Gen 7. And it's a, the 44 mil and all the rest of that. And this kind of sucks because I was hoping to get either a Gen 8, which is the current one, or even a new one when they came out, but I hadn't yet made up my mind until circumstances kind of made it up for me. So now sometime, I think today or Monday, my new refurbed Gen 7 Apple Watch is going to be coming. On the stop procrastinating and do more fun stuff category, my wife Tracy and I, we went to go see. We were talking about this just before we started. We went to see Spamalot at the Kennedy Center last night, and it's just as funny as I remembered it being when my son Peter was in Spamalot back in high school. And I don't want to go into some of the stuff that you and I were talking about before we started recording, because it won't mean anything to anybody outside of the United States. But it was very, very funny, quite enjoyable, even though I've seen it a number of times. And we're gonna start doing more stuff like this. I haven't yet convinced her about going on a cruise. That's going to be like the next step. It's like $600-700 per person for like a 5-night cruise. You can't even get a hotel here in the United States for that much money for that long a period of time. And on top of that, they're going to feed you. You've got all the entertainment and all the rest of that. And it goes from Baltimore down to the Caribbeans and then back again. So you've got like a 1 day at sea, then another day at sea coming back, and then 3 days in the Caribbeans. But that's like the next thing I'm going to try to talk her into.
Cool.
We are also planning on seeing the play that goes wrong. And we saw Peter Pan Goes Wrong in New York, but we're planning on seeing the play that goes wrong here locally. And again, I'm going to try to get both my boys involved in that. And I have talked so long, but that's really everything that's kind of going on right now.
That's cool. Well, that's cool. We've not really got anything planned at the moment. We're trying to sort out a time when perhaps my dear other half will be not working anymore. She's down to 3 days a week anyway. So Thursdays and Fridays are generally ours. But this week I was busy doing other stuff. So I said, bye.
I'm going to go do the stuff that I want to do while you're at work.
Yeah, because I can't do them on the 3 days that you're at work and I'm not.
Yeah, I'm sure she really appreciates it when you do that.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Actually, she does. Anyway, shall we jump?
Before we move on, sometimes my wife is unintentionally cruel. I was talking about, he says, "Oh yeah, I've got to go to work," and she just kind of, well, she's at her computer with her back to me and just says something to the equivalent of, "Huh, well, sucks to be you." And I was like, really, really, really. 10 years you've been retired now, and that's what I get. It sucks to be you. Yeah, I laughed and laughed.
Well, I'm going to jump straight into.
There you go. And
do you know what I did to play that guy? I didn't press click. I pressed the number.
Ooh, that's
the
like
keyboard shortcut.
Wow. It's almost like we're in the future from something that you've been able to do for 25 years. Future.
The thing is, I was just looking at the Farrago and I thought, what's that number? They've all got numbers. And then I looked down and I thought, why has that got a letter? Why has that got command 3 on it? And then it struck me, oh, it's the shortcut. Duh. Right. Anyway, we are in Gaz's snippet, so I best move on. Apparently, the iPhone 14 ratings see a big drop, Guy. Oh,
really?
Lowest and highest rated iPhones of all time, a study has revealed. So people are not as happy with their iPhones as they used to be, but some people are even more happy with their iPhones than they used to be.
It's like, well, I have an Android phone, so I'm not happy with the iPhone at all.
No, and nor should you be. Apple has brought the Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro to the iPad, as I hinted earlier. This is a little bit old news for some people because it was possibly almost now
a week and a half ago,
but obviously we missed last weekend because we were both busy. So couldn't bring that news until now, but that's looking pretty ominous. The backside to that, do you want to just mention the fact that that's coming out as possibly a subscription? Well, it is going to be a subscription service, which I think is going to be $5.99 a month, which is pretty reasonable if you can dive into it now. You know,
honestly, if Apple will do the same
On the Mac.
for the Mac versions,
Mm-hmm.
I would be all over that, because right now, I think Logic is $200 and Final Cut Pro is $300. So there's $500. Now, on the plus side of that, it's a one-time charge, and as far as I know, you get it for life, or however long they support this particular version of those programs.
And they have been supporting it, but that's not like
for over 10
company,
years.
so.
For over 10 years.
Yeah.
So with the prescription model, you're spending under $10 a month for two
prescription model or subscription model?
Yes. The subscription. No, subscription. That's what I said. Go back and listen. You'll see.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Hang on a minute.
Prescription model.
My mistake.
I said subscription model.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I feel like such a. But anyway, that's really, under $10 a month for those two very, very much pro applications is. That makes it worth it. Okay, I'll shut up now.
We'll see. Apparently, General Motors guy have hired former Apple executive to lead the software after announcing the plans to nix, as they put it, CarPlay. So, General Motors, good try. But I still think you're going to fail, folks. I really do think this is a bit of a fail for you. But anyway.
Let us know how that works out, because I won't be seeing it in your cars. Thanks.
And I've got an article here which I'm not going to read it out as the headline, because I think I'm.
Oh wait, hold on. GM. There you go.
Okay, but I am going to read the headline because I want to delve into it a little bit more. It says, should companies allow employees to use work Macs as administrators? Now I'm going to read into that a little bit more to find out what that is, because I think it's a security story. So hopefully I should be able to come. Hopefully I should be able to come back to that in at some point in the future, because I think that could well be an interesting story.
I mean, for years and years and years, people have been saying, don't run as an administrator on your Mac. That gives you almost the ultimate protection, because whether you run as an administrator or not, you still have to put in your password, the admin password, to do some of the high level stuff.
Well, let's not preempt what the story might be about, Guy.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. Apparently, Apple Watch fall detection has kicked in after a Minnesota man is hit by a car. Now, don't do this just to get the second part of this title, Guy. Okay. Tim Cook has sent his best wishes, right? Folks,
I want best wishes from Tim. Hold on, I'm going to go play. I'm going to go play in traffic.
I hope the guy's okay.
I get hit. Yeah. Money.
I hope the guy's okay. That one's about the subscription, so we've already covered that. The Apple weather has not been working for some users, third time in a month. I'll come back to that story.
Okay.
Yes, I know it's coming to iPad. Oh, I've duplicated on those stories.
I love how you edit while you're doing the show.
Why not? Why not? There's been a story that says, here's how long Apple users are holding on to their iPhones. And do you know, I've got a feeling I covered this story.
Well, were they angry? Were they laughing? Was there like emotional context?
No. Sorry, it's a very similar story to the ones that said that older people have got phones, and they hold on to them longer than younger people.
Hold on, I've got like this thing that I dial on my phone in order to call somebody. One ringy dingy, two ringy dingies.
Is that how you used to use your phone?
Oh yeah. I had like on the screen, it would show like the dial thing,
Here's something interesting.
Yeah.
Not to say that what you're talking about wasn't, but it wasn't.
It really wasn't.
Shazam now supports Apple Music Classical. I think a lot of people will be using that. Apple TV Plus and Sports Business Exec has left the company. Apple is losing yet another services executive, with TV Plus lead Pete Distard, whatever his name is set to depart the company. Yeah, not very good.
He drinks lots of water. We call it distilled water. Yeah, okay, that was a stretch. Hold on. Yeah, I so deserve that.
Apple has touted that revenue growth for Apple App Store small developers, as rumors say that iOS 17 will enable sideloading. So basically, this is the battle between, obviously, Apple keeping those small developers in-house and how much more important it is for them to stay on the Apple App Store rather than going on to any sideloading app that may come along. I have a feeling that most app developers, and especially small app developers, will know the benefit of staying in the Apple App Store, if I'm honest.
Yeah. And the thing I really love about this story is whoever wrote it went 2 years into the future, because they know no one will fact check them on this 2 years in the future. Coward. That's just cowardly.
I had lots of duplications here. Now, this is something which again is not, I think it might be within the last week, I can't remember, but actually Apple has caught a prolific leaker, analyst 941, and they've fired his sister because the leaker was his sister and he was the person that was putting it out. I'm just apparently he said that his sister isn't very happy with it.
Yeah, huh. I had this great job with Apple that I just casually mentioned things to you, and now I'm fired.
Yeah, I think he worked for Apple. I think he worked for Apple as well. He says, "This is my final message to everyone. I will no longer be around, but you deserve a proper goodbye. I don't want to share too many details right now because of the legality of things. But a multi-step sting has gotten my sister fired from Apple, and unfortunately, I'm afraid the next legal action is being taken against both of us separately."
Listen.
I can't listen to this. I can't believe I did this.
I can. You did it once and got yourself fired.
I'm
and
sorry.
Now you did it again and got your sister fired.
Don't
blame Apple. Don't blame some sting operation. You are the reason that your sister got fired.
Well, hang on. I can't believe I did this. I'm so sorry to my sister and Apple as a whole. Yeah. Well, you're not that sorry, as she shouldn't have done it in the first place. I don't know what else to say. I know she is destroyed. She also hates me right now. She may well have been in her dream job. Mind you, she's been leaking bits to him, so she shouldn't have been doing that either. So,
she may not have known. I mean, we don't know the dynamic behind.
No, we don't. No,
what he was telling people as a leaker and what she was telling him, whether it was like, oh, okay, we'll put this out now. Or if it was just like, hey, guess what happened at work today? You know, that kind of thing. And he's sitting there with his little tape recorder or what have you.
Yeah. Saying, "Oh,
dummy."
Oh dear. Apparently, Facebook Messenger on the Apple Watch is going to be discontinued by the end of May. I don't use it on the watch anyway, so I don't care.
I don't even like using it on the phone.
Now, how often can a check for $175, Guy? How often can it be worth $106,985?
If you cash it 100,000 times,
or if it's been signed by Steve Jobs and it's sold at auction sometime later in the future. It was a check written in 1976, and it's sold for $106,000. Well, just under $107,000. Incredible.
What is wrong with you people? Seriously. It's a check with someone's famous signature on it. If it had been like an autograph or something like assigned something in a Mac because they did that early on. Yeah, okay, I could see that being worth some money. But is it going to be like here's the Kleenex that Steve Jobs used in 1981 and it's worth $14,000? No, it's really not. It's a Kleenex.
This next story opened my eyes slightly. Epic's Unreal.
Never mind.
Epic's, sorry, opened my eye.
Open my eye.
Well, I've got two, so I'm not boasting, but
okay, kind of sounds like it. That's what it is.
Epic's.
I've got 14 eyes.
Epic's Unreal Engine gets a major update with native Apple Silicon Mac support.
Yeah, way to go, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim McSweeney. Oh, I almost said that word.
It just goes to show that they still need Apple.
Of course they do. They just want more of the money for themselves.
Apple apparently
is the exact same thing to everyone in their ecosystem.
Don't finish your sentence. Let me finish mine.
Okay.
Know when to stop. Apple are expanding its online store to Vietnam next week. I was just going to say something, but I'd probably get what? What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but it's kind of like, why was this even a thing? I didn't realize.
Well, it is in Vietnam.
Online store
well, yes,
Vietnam.
But it's important to those Vietnamese.
Well, no, I get that, but it's like if you have an online store, why wouldn't you have everything in that online store? Okay, never mind. It's international finance. And I can't even handle my own checkbook.
It's called rules and regulations, Guy.
How dare they?
Here was another one. Apple service outages are at an unacceptable level given the importance of the ecosystem. I currently agree with that statement. Apple really needs to make sure that their services do not keep failing, because people will put up with it once, maybe twice. You keep doing it to them, they will eventually walk away. And walking away from your ecosystem means for Apple an awful lot of cash lost.
Yeah, well, because it's not just those services. You make it hard enough, they walk away from the entire platform.
I think that's what I just said.
Yeah, but I said it more succinctly.
Apple launches 1 month free trial offer for the MLS season pass. You interested?
Not really.
Apple launches satellite emergency SOS service in Australia and New Zealand. You interested?
Oh, of course. I go there all the time.
Apple books nearly 90% of TSMC's 3 nanometer production capacity for this year. That's quite a lot of eggs in one basket for TSMC, isn't it? But we kind of
we also have to remember how many other companies have fabs that can do 3 millimeter processing or processing.
3 millimeter. That's quite big, though, isn't it? 3 millimeter.
3 millimeter. No, not really. It's actually. Wait, is it 0.3?
3 nanometer is a little bit smaller than 3 millimeter.
Well, I'm still working on
just to be correct.
I'm working on the 3 meter process myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those chips are like this big.
Yeah. You want to see my iPhone?
Yeah, boy, my phone is like the size of my car.
Apparently, the Oculus founder has cryptically said that the Apple's headset is so good ahead of the upcoming WWDC unveil, we think.
Yeah, and this was Mark Zuckerberg's reaction.
France apparently are investigating Apple over the alleged planned obsolescence arising from serialized repair parts. This just keeps coming back like a bad smell, doesn't it?
What, the French?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. The only reason I wanted to put the next story in was because of the last two words. Download the new Mosaic wallpapers for iPhone from Basic Apple Guy.
That's me right there. Basic Apple Guy. No filter. The no filter basic Apple Guy. And now the French hate me.
Well, it's not,
they
not
probably
like they didn't before.
Yeah. It's not like they needed another reason.
I suppose they might have just been getting over the fact that they hated you, and you just reminded them as to why they hated you.
Now I remember why I did not like that one-eyed guy.
Apple registers XR OS, I nearly said Zero OS then, word mark ahead of the WWDC. Apple investments with European suppliers top 20 billion in 2022. 20 billion.
20
That's quite
billion.
a lot. It's quite a lot. Mind you,
does that include all the fines that Apple's had to pay?
It's pocket. No, of course it doesn't. Not if they're investing. Okay. Come on. Or are you deeming that the fines is an investment?
It kind of feels that way after a while.
Apparently made for iPhone hearing aids can now pair with the Mac. I'm surprised they couldn't before.
That kind of surprises me too.
Yeah. Apple has launched a new concert discovery feature on Apple Maps and Apple Music. Would you be interested in that?
I would.
You would? Oh, good. Apparently, another former Apple employee has been charged with stealing car secrets for China. Well, all I can say about cars in China is just look at every car that's coming out at the moment and go, that's part of a XYZ, that's part of an ABZ, that's part of an FGH. They are. I'm not saying that the Chinese are stealing information and designs.
All the car companies are stealing from each other.
I like the Chinese. Apple claims App Store security features prevented over 2 billion in fraudulent transactions in 2022. Yes, but how many did it not capture? That's what I want to know. I don't care about that one.
We'll find out about that
3 days later.
Yeah.
And as you are aware, Apple has shared the WWDC 2023 schedule ahead of the special event at Apple Park. I didn't look at the schedule because I can't be bothered. I shall watch the headline and then wait for the news to come in.
Exactly.
I think it's all going to be about what you put over your head. Now, here's a very big question, Guy.
Okay.
Will it be of any use to the likes of you?
That's kind of hard to say because
it is. I hope they've been thinking about people with eye disabilities.
Something like Oculus and Meta and all of the VR headsets that have come out. I don't think I could use any of them well because so many of them depend on being able to see both sides to put an image together to make it more like virtual reality. I would actually, we'll talk about this in the next part of the show.
Apple has launched Tap to Pay on iPhone in Australia. Wait, what? What? Good grief. iPad production in India likely to start soon. As Apple gets a tax deal, Guy.
Huh. I wonder why they moved the production. Huh. It's a mystery.
I don't know either. Apparently, reports are around that reveal Android users are switching to iPhone at a 5-year high. So more than 6 years ago, people swapping from Android to iPhone.
The crazy part is these are all the same people that were complaining about iPhones. Now they're switching to it from Android.
They're probably just coming back after a hiatus.
Yes. The iPhone is crap. I'm moving to Android. What the hell is this garbage? Okay.
I really don't recommend this, but a mother of two apparently uses Apple AirTags to track her children. Really, I'm not saying anything about the parenting skills there. Apparently 10 missing hikers have been rescued from a Californian canyon thanks to Apple's emergency SOS feature.
Well, that's wonderful.
Well, it is for them, definitely.
It is, yeah.
Apparently, European telcos, that's telco companies, telecom companies for anybody, draw up a proposal to charge Apple and other big tech firms for the EU 5G rollout.
Really?
Really, when 5G is rubbish, absolutely rubbish. And I thought 5G was not about phones. I thought 5G was about all of the other third-party devices that are now coming on song.
Yeah, or to talk people into getting badly realized home internet.
Apple Maps EV routing expands to its second car following the 2020 debut. Porsche, guys, signing up to be the second EV maker to officially adopt support for the EV routing in Apple Maps. Take that, GM.
And Tesla.
You'll be interested in this one.
Okay.
Hermes launches a luxury leather AirPods Pro case and lanyard that costs up to $780, Guy.
Sure, because I'm all about the fashion.
Apple Pay is now available
by my Macparrot hat that I'm wearing right now.
It's very nice.
With the little stain that's like right about there.
Apple Pay is now available in Panama. Oh, don't snore.
Sorry.
Apple TV
it's
officially
significant for.
Will you let me finish?
Yes.
Apple TV officially launches the multi-view feature for live sports in the TV app. Have you tried that or not? Now you can speak.
No, I haven't tried that.
That'll do. Okay. Watch OS 9.5 has debuted. Apple has released Ventura 13.4 with new sports-related features. Apple's iOS 16.5 is now available. The important thing about the 16.5, though, is there are 39 security flaws, 3 which were actively exploited. So get that update, folks. And another story about Apple Music and Apple TV services currently down. Oh, dear, Apple, come on. Apple has banned employees from using ChatGPT amid its own AI efforts. There is a chat actually here that a number of tech companies are doing this because there's concern about security in utilizing ChatGPT within the company.
It's also lazy writing. It's like write the stuff that you've been hired to write. Can you do that, please?
Well, you don't know how they're using it. It's not just about writing, is it?
I'm assuming.
You should never assume, Guy, because you know what that does?
It makes an ass out of me.
Apple's redesigned and relocated. Now, I've got the same story twice here. I'm going to read the proper one first. Apple's redesigned and relocated Tyson's Corner store opens today.
Oh, nice.
Perfectly sensible. Reasonable headline. Here's the next one. Apple's original retail store reopens in a new location. Wait, what?
Yeah, as written by ChatGPT.
Dreadful.
That was the very first Apple store that opened. It's not store number 1, but it was the first one to open because store number 1 was in California, and it opened 3 hours later.
Apple publishes the first ever App Store transparency report.
Okay. Boy, I was just telling my wife yesterday, where is that Apple transparency report?
Well,
And she
apparently
looked at
there
me
were.
and said, "Oh, just shut up, guy."
Well, let me just tell you, in 2022,
Tell
Guy,
me.
there were 1,783,232 apps on the App Store, right?
I thought it was
With
233.
with 6,101,913 total app submissions received.
No, it was
And 1,679,694 apps that were rejected, Guy.
95.
A
They're
total
off
of
by
two.
one. Every single one of them.
Wait a
Tell me.
minute. 253,466 app submissions were approved after the initial rejection.
Good to know.
186,195 apps were removed from the App Store for breaking the App Store rules. Well, how did they get in the first place?
Naughty apps.
The Chinese government asked Apple to remove 1,435 apps, but 1,276 of those apps were games.
Not written by Chinese developers, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently, Apple removed 14 apps at the request of India's government, 10 apps for Pakistan, 7
See,
apps for Russia.
I asked them to remove apps and they just don't do it. Damn it, Apple.
Apparently, developers appealed 18,412 app removals in total.
Did they now?
There are 36 million 974,100. Let me repeat that number: 36,974,015 registered developers. But
That's
in
a whole lot of devs.
But in 2022, Apple terminated 428,487 developer accounts.
A drop in a bucket.
Do you want me to carry on, or shall I stop here?
I really wish you would stop.
Okay, I'll stop.
3 days later.
That, folks, is the end of Gazzy Snippets.
There we go. Oh my. Okay. I'm not even sure where to go with that. We're gonna 3,425,000 developers say, "Guy, just go on to the next part of the show," and that's exactly what I'm going to do. It was in their transparency report. It actually was.
No fooling.
Exactly, no fooling. And in a little something we're calling "Do the Dub Dub."
Do the
Analysts do the dub dub. Almost sounds like a bad disco song.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Do the dub dub. Yeah. All right. So, WWDC scheduled to begin Monday, June 5th of 2023. Most of it's going to be virtual, and frankly, all the stuff that's important will be virtual. And the fact that it is going to be mostly virtual has not stopped tech analysts and various other Mac people that talk about Macs all the time, whatever that word is. That word.
I'm leaving it there.
I would. You're not going to help me. You're just not going to help me at all.
No.
It's like give him more rope. There he goes, right there. He is so screwed. So all of these people are really starting out.
You should have written it down.
Well, yeah, there is that. But then it wouldn't be funny.
True.
They have all gone out on a limb, and most of them are saying, now hang on to your hats here, Gaz. This is going to be mind-blowing. Most are saying that Apple will unveil new versions of its operating systems, including iOS, macOS, watchOS, and tvOS, showcasing their latest features, enhancements, and performance improvements. I know that's really going out on a limb. Thank you, analysts. I don't know what we would do without you, but I sure would like to find out. Now, in another no-brainer, Since WWDC is primarily a conference for developers, we can expect Apple to announce upgrades and updates to Xcode, the development environment, introduce new APIs and frameworks to enable developers to create innovative apps and services. Yeah, thanks.
As long as
Thanks.
those services stay online, Apple.
Yeah, don't let them go offline. Now, in another bit of flogging the obvious, Apple has been emphasizing privacy and security in recent years, so they might introduce new features and enhancements aimed at protecting user data and strengthening security measures. Duh.
Here.
Right. The duh was kind of something I threw in there. It wasn't part of the announcement. Apple could also, oh my God. As I'm reading this, it's like brain is exploding. Apple could announce improvements to their various services, such as Apple Music, Apple News, and Apple Arcade. They'll likely make some noise about their new classical music service and possibly, yes, someday I will get over puberty, possibly introduce changes to the App Store developer guidelines and new monetization opportunities for developers. Now,
did you say analysts?
Analysts, yes. While Apple occasionally announces new hardware products or updates at WWDC, the focus of the events is primarily on software. He shakes his head ruefully. There might be some announcements related to Macs, iPads, or other Apple devices. Now, that's what the analysts are saying. These are the things that they talk about.
I'm just going to make a point here. Those same people, folks, are looking after your pension funds.
Yeah.
I'm saying no more, right? I'm saying no more.
Yep. Or the people that take care of your pension funds are listening to them. Okay. They're listening to these people right there. And that should just scare the living itchay out
pants off you.
It really, really should. And because I said it in pig Latin, no one will understand that word. All right. Now, some are saying that Apple's long-rumored AR hardware, possibly called Reality Pro, which is really just such a stupid name, may be announced with an OS, as you were talking about in Gaz's snippets, called the XR OS. And according to these experts, it could cost as much as $3,000, Gaz. But as it turns out, I have some insight on this. And what I have heard is that it's actually going to be $2,999.99. So not $3,000. Not $3,000.
Massive difference. Massive,
huge difference right there. Now to get a little serious, and I am being serious with this, based on my current circumstances, I would actually prefer to see some enhanced vision applications, something like, and you remember when Google Glass came out, and it looked like just a regular pair of like Clark Kent glasses.
Yep.
But it had like little cameras in it and stuff. And quite frankly, for people with monophthalmic vision, wow. Call back right there.
Call back straight in. Bang.
Straight in. I would love to see cameras on both sides of a pair of glasses like that, but that you could tell the glasses to display both images on one side or the other. Because right now, I actually drove last night in the dark for the first time coming back from the Kennedy Center. And everything went fine until we came up to the George Washington Memorial Parkway. But the way that we had to enter it was from the left-hand side instead of, and for people who drive in the US, normally when you get onto a highway, you're merging from the right into the left. And for me, that's fine because I can see on the left-hand side. But if I have to merge from the left into the right, that's a big problem for me because I can't see out of my right eye. So what I had to do, and fortunately there was a place that you could stop, and this is going to be somewhat visual. So Gaz will see this, but if you don't watch the video, you won't. Basically, I had to bring the car to a stop, and then from the driver's seat go
For
and
those
wait
listening,
until
for those listening, Guy basically turned his top half of his body round to look backwards.
the entire 180 degrees looking back.
If you
'Cause
did
that was
360, I would call you an owl and not a parrot.
Yeah, that would be like, "Rrr," because that's the only way that I can see cars that are coming up on the left-hand side. And it was very nerve-wracking for
Did you
me.
choose the left-hand side? Just
And-
leave it there. I'll just leave that there.
Okay. My wife did not scream, which I greatly appreciated.
But all of the drivers coming towards you did.
Yeah, well, it's like if you don't like the way I drive, stay off the sidewalks. I've said that. I've made that joke before. But I would like to see something that would allow people with different types of vision impairment to compensate for some of those deficiencies. And these are, you can sugarcoat it all you want and say, well, blind people are really blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, these are deficiencies. These are issues. These are problems. And if you can come up with a pair of glasses that for monophthalmic vision or reduced vision could somehow give people a better way to be able to see somewhere close to what they had before any issues or problems, or even from birth or what have you, that would make spending $3,000 on something like this worth it.
Yeah.
But to just sit there and say, well, you'll be able to see a dinosaur come from your living room into your bedroom. I honestly,
you don't think it's worth that money?
I don't give an itchay. I just don't give an itchay on that. So
I'd like to see one of those.
An itchay?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to be imported from Japan.
Okay.
See, now I just pissed off the Japanese. That's okay. Both of them that listen to the show. Get together with the French and commiserate. Okay. That's all I can tell you at this point. This is what we do. So yeah, all of these
how much
virtual reality.
Let me ask
Sure.
you a question. How much of WWDC do you think is going to be dedicated to this device?
A lot. If
Are we going to be
that
bored out of our mind? Are we going to be bored out of our mind then, do you think?
If all they're going to do is talk about this in ways that you can play games and stuff like that, yeah, I think most people aren't going to care. And the fact that you're trying to sell something like this for $3,000, assuming that's the price, it's not a good look. Apple is already being accused of price gouging and all the rest of this. And unless there is something in virtual reality, augmented reality, that is going to help people and not just have it be dedicated to games, then it's a waste of time. And most normal people that aren't gamers aren't going to bother. So before you spend billions in development on a product like this, make it a little more open to helping people instead of just to play games. That's all I want to say on that.
Okay, I kind of think that it won't be as massively orientated to. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I hope it won't be as massively orientated to this device as people are expecting. I think there'll be a lot of other stuff in there as well. This if they do, I think this could be quite a downer actually for Apple. Going forward, not immediately, but going forward. But we shall see on the 6th. There could be some fabulous stuff. But as I think I said earlier, not going to try and go through it all. I just wait for the stuff to filter out from the developers, because you get a lot of good on the ground stuff coming out during that period, don't you? So
yeah. I'm sure all the analysts will let us know exactly what it is that we need to worry about.
Because they're such good analysts.
They are.
Are you nodding your head?
I am. I was waiting for you to notice.
Hit it. Gases tips.
Mostly.
Gases tips.
Mostly.
Gases tips.
It's time for
Gases tip.
Might be a couple of tips here. I often struggle with the damn video on the camera app. I want to record something, Guy, and I open up the camera and then I flip across to the video, and then because I've got it set to photo, because I normally want to take a photo, so I've not got it set to video. And obviously if it goes to video, if you're playing something through your headphones like a podcast or anything, it turns that off. So I leave it on photo because it's photos that I'm normally taking. But sometimes I just want to take a video, and I flip across to the video and I press the button. Or did I press the button? And I press it again. Oh, no, I did press it, and it's gone. The moment's gone. What I wanted to take a video of, it's gone. Quick tip. Open the camera.
Before you move off of that, I have something very, very relevant that happened last weekend to that exact same thing.
Okay.
Number one, congratulations to my son, Peter, for his degree that he got last weekend. And University of Maryland's university campus does a great job at moving people in and out without, I mean, you've been to university graduations and it takes hours.
Yep.
They split it up over the course of 3 days, and it was very, very well done. And I would like to say kudos to the University of Maryland for coming up with this method, because it was really, really well done. Now, having said that, they have a little platform set up, and they get your name before you go up, and then they show that name on a screen. But at the same time, my son Peter's friend Jake was going to take a video of him walking across to the university president, shaking his hand and getting his degree and all the rest of that. But he messed up and didn't hit the video button. And of course, like you said, the moment's gone. You can't sit there and go back to the president of the university and say, can we do that again, please?
No, the person now coming on stage, stop. No, you go back.
Put his name back
I'll
up
sit
there.
down. I'll sit down and shut up.
Yeah. So that tip is very, very relevant. And
okay, so
right, it can be hard.
Go onto your camera app, and it doesn't matter what you're on, but as I say, you probably set it up to the photo. Press and hold the record button. Second part of that, really important. Press and hold the record button. It will then record a video until you take your finger off the record button.
From the photos button.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm going to do it now. I am going to video you, Guy. So it's on photo. As you let me just show you. See, it's on photo. Can you see it's on photo?
Yes.
Right. You see that on photo? So I'm now pressing, and I'm holding, and I'm videoing Guy doing his little dance. And now, Guy, I'm going to play the video to you.
I'm dancing and I'm talking.
Well, you weren't talking, I was. But so that's a very quick and easy way to take a video. Just, if you want it instant, open up the camera, press and hold that record button, and it will take video until you take your finger off.
Great tip.
Nodding my head.
Oh, I thought you said there was going to be another one.
Okay, I'll give you another one then. I'll give you a bonus one. I'll give you a bonus one. In the Messages app, a lot of people don't know that you can do this, but if you go in the Messages app and in the top left-hand corner, I think it should be in the top left-hand corner, you've got Edit. And in Edit, you've got Edit Name and Photo. Click on Edit under your photo, and you've got all sorts of emojis that you can put on. You can import a picture. You can see so much more. You can there create your Memoji. You ever created an emoji, folks? I know you have, Guy. You know I have. But if you haven't, that's where you could create it. So dead easy. Go into your messages, click on edit name and photo, click on the edit under the photo, and there are lots and lots of options which you can do. You can even take a picture of yourself while you do it and use that. It's really, really easy. Now I'm nodding my head.
Okay, you know what I just did?
I don't care.
I got to tell you.
Go on then. Tell me what you just did.
Bonus guy tip based on your first tip.
He's just sent me something.
Messages. You can send a video to someone by hitting, while you're in messages, the camera button, which will bring up the photo app. Hold down the record button, let it go, and then that will upload that video to the person that you have current in your messages app. I just sent it to Gaz, as a matter of fact, in messages.
You did, and I've received it. That's 3 tips today. I'm worn out. Are you worn out?
I need a nap.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
There we go. Oh, it's not often that, Gaz, when you do a tip, that I'm actually able to riff off that.
No.
And add a little more extra value.
Not strictly true, because very often you're doing the tip as I mention them, and then you go, oh, great. And you might use it at another time. But yeah, well done. Really, yeah, I'm really pleased for you.
I am too. So if you would like to help out our Ukrainian friends, you can go. We have a timeout.com list of helpful Ukrainian donation sites, as we've had for over a year now. I don't even know if that link is still good. I haven't tried it in a while.
Maybe we can stop doing that now, because we're still, if you want to still help them, fine. But perhaps we ought to check it.
Yeah, we probably should check that. But the Ukrainian Red Cross, that is still working. And Doctors Without Borders, whether you're with or whatever with the Ukrainians, that is still a very, very worthy organization, and they do terrific things. So check those 2 out. Do you have a for pick's sake this week, Gaz?
Actually, my for pick's sake is the Sandstone Way. What I didn't mention was the reason I wasn't here last week was because myself, my dear lady wife, Wilf and Wilf Wanderings, and a couple of friends did a 35 mile walk up near Cheshire, and it was absolutely beautiful, absolutely fantastic. So that's my for pick's sake. But you've really got to be in the UK to be able to do.
Yeah, that would really help. Yeah. Don't go to that Sandstone Way that's in Utah. Okay, go to the one that's in the UK instead.
Yeah, because it's different.
It is. Or is it a franchise?
Yeah, it could be. No.
Oh my God. Now we have so many of the feedbacks this week.
Yay.
We have some email feedback from a dear listener and wonderful contributor, and I screw up his name every single time, and I'm so sorry, Chris Trush, I think. Anyway, he says
he has told you several times how to pronounce his name. He
has told me several times, and I continue to just mess it up. He says, hello, Guy. Happy to see you back in the saddle and podcasting again. Thank you, Chris. And in good spirits, too, which is amazing, but also understandable, because when people are relieved of pain, they are generally happier no matter what. Yes, that is very true. I'm sorry your eye couldn't be saved, but I'm glad that you are now tumor-free. Wishing you all the best for your further recovery and adjustment process. 3D movies are overrated anyway.
Brilliant.
Except for those Three Stooges shorts that they did in 3D. Those were just brilliant. Loved them. We also have some audio feedback. Haven't heard from Greg from NC in a while, and he has come back with a vengeance, guys. And we have 3 from Greg this week. Here they are.
Hey guys, it's
Hey.
Greg from North Carolina.
Hi, Greg from North
The
Carolina.
MyMac podcast, and somebody the other day asked me, why do I keep listening to the MyMac podcast? And I told them, that guy, Cyril, he's the one I enjoy listening to.
Yeah, so funny, Greg. Yeah. Just kidding. All right, here's another one.
Have you ever wanted to have Macintosh news delivered by a Cyclops? Have I got a podcast for you? It's the MyMac Show with the G-Men.
All right, now of the 3 that he sent in, this next one is my absolute favorite. Hold on, here it is.
It's the MyMac podcast with the G-Men. Now with 25% fewer eyeballs.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh,
I've heard them before, but they're still funny. They're
I
even
know,
funnier.
that is so great. And you know, anyone,
done,
if
Greg.
you want to send in like little audio snippets making fun of me for having just one eye, thanks. No, it's fine. It's fine. Look, I really am in good humor about this because why the hell not? You know, yeah, you deal with what you got to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, now. Oh, also, I'm still looking for if anybody has like tips and tricks to deal with monophthalmic vision. There it is again. Please just send it in. Let me know. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it because I am still going through the adjustment period. Now, this next one is from a first-time caller, Jason Cube. And the funny thing was, and he called on our Google Voice number.
Ooh.
And when he called, I had my phone and it started to ring and I picked it up and I answered and he was like, oh, and it was Jason. He was like, I didn't expect you to answer. It's like, well, normally I don't, but I didn't know this came from Google Voice. So if you call our, this is added bonus, maybe. If you call our Google Voice number, I might screw up and answer the phone. Okay. Just, you might be able to talk to me live. But anyway, I told him, I said, if you want to leave a message, please, you know, we're going to hang up here, call back. And he did. And here is the message that he left.
Hey there, Gaz. I was just calling about the latest episode of the Mac turning 25, iMac turning 25. I guess it's episode 935 or something like that.
Something like that.
You were looking for the guy, Robert Llewellyn. The show he was on was Red Dwarf. He played Crichton.
Yes. Yes, of course.
The mechanoid.
Yes.
Yes. There's really nothing to do with Mac, but
never does.
Love the show. Just got back into
Thank
it
you.
After somewhat of a hiatus.
Hey,
but
no hiatusing.
Found the Mac information fun and entertaining. So you have a great day, and I'll continue to listen.
Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
And
it was. Red Dwarf and Crichton. How could I have forgotten that? Quite easily.
I know.
I'm getting old.
And that's a callback. That's a callback to our last show.
Yeah.
I sent him, and we're going to talk. And because this happened, I'm going to bring it up. I sent him something that will change your life in ways that you just can't fathom, and that is receiving a Woo Tea from this show for doing something that we determine at some point or another is beneficial. We don't have any idea what that something might be, but we appreciate everything that you guys do in relation to the show. And if you don't know what a Woody is, Jason now knows. Jason has the secret, Gaz.
Boy, does he know.
He knows. Boy, does he know. And if you don't know, a Woody is big W, big O, big T. Sorry, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark. And that's a Woody.
And if
Now-
anybody who has a Wooty could actually, you'd like to actually call in and tell people just how much it's changed your life.
We would love to know.
I think you should. I think you should. Because a Wooty changed my life in so many ways.
We're not exactly sure whether it was beneficial.
Just
'Cause
changed my life.
It's led to him doing
changed my
this
life.
podcast for 14
I don't
years.
want to influence how the people calling in will tell us how it's changed their lives. And if I
Yeah.
tell you exactly whether it's beneficial or not, that might influence people, and I don't want it
might.
to.
It might. It very well might. But if you'd like to help support the show, you can do so by going to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Macparrot. You can go to our...
I'm on it as well.
There you go. To our coffee page, ko-fi.com/Macparrot, or you can pay a pal at paypal.me/Macparrot. Now, Gaz, if people wanted to contact you and say, you're saying that the benefit was 14 years of podcasting with Guy, how would they do so?
Ever so easy. I'm using keystrokes all the time for these now.
I know.
Just send an email to Gaz, G-A-Z,
Yes.
at mymac.com, or on the Twitters, twitter.com/Gazmaz, G-A-Z,
Of course.
M-A-Z.
Of course.
You can also get me on the socials, Counter Social and Mastodon. On Mastodon, I am Gazmaz at c.im. You can also contact Guy and Gaz on the Twitters. That's GUYANDGAZ.
Of course.
You can also send an email to feedback at mymac.com. FWDBACK at mymac.com. Now,
His name was Guy.
Oh, no.
He's the guy.
Guy's the one. Guy.
Guy?
You remember Guy?
how would they get?
An email from Guy.
No fooling.
Oh, jeez. I thought you were going to leave me hanging for sure that time.
No,
if you
no,
would
no,
like
no.
to send me an email like Jason Cube did. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or no, that wasn't. Was that Jason?
No.
No, that was Chris. Chris Trush. Thank you, Chris. You can send that to Guy at mymac.com. You can also send that to podcast at vertshark.com. You can reach me on the Twitters. I am both Macparrot and VertShark over there on the Twitters. And of course, there's the vertshark.com website that has yet to be updated since December. I will get on that right away. I am also Macparrot over there on Counter Social and Mastodon. Could not tell you in the slightest what the server name for Mastodon and all the rest of that. Look, I'm probably the only Macparrot over there. You can also call our Skype number.
Yeah, but the point is there's lots of instances, so they don't know which instance to put in to find your guy. That's the point. So
Yeah,
find out, and next week you will have it correct.
I'm sure I'll remember to do that. So if you would like to call us on our Skype number, that is 1 or +1 outside of the United States, 703-436-9501. That number again is 1 or +1 outside the United States, 703-436-9501. Or if a 1 or a 0 just makes you crazy, even though it's still in our number itself, then you can go right to the Skype application and just dial 703-436-9501. Now, Jason knows what the other number is, Gaz. Do you?
Yeah, I do. It's 703-828-4677.
And that's our Google Voice number. So, yay. All right. It's really not all that interesting. I would like to say to every single one of you, and especially Greg from NC and Jason and Chris, thank you. Thank you so very, very much for downloading, listening, and contributing to the MyMac.com podcast. It is greatly appreciated. And this is the part of the show where it's like, that is no BS. We really, really do appreciate the fact that you listen.
We do.
And Gaz, I think that I think we're good enough.
This week, I think we are.
Yeah, I think we're smart enough.
This week, I think we
got close. I think we got really close this week. It's like, here's the bar.
Yeah, we got a C- this week.
Here's the dumb. Here's the smart. We're like right there.
Yeah.
Just underneath that bar.
Just bordering underneath dumb.
So it's C-. C-.
C-.
We almost got to the C+. And that doggone it.
No. Hang on a minute. No, hang on a minute. You see, that's where you're wrong. It's C-, C+. You can't jump from C- to C+ in one bound. It's two bounds.
Well, that's true. That's true. So, I mean, just above the bar would be just a C.
Yeah.
No, the bar would be
is C. Yeah.
I cannot believe we're having this discussion. And see right there, D+.
Yes.
We just came down to a D+. But it was a plus. It was still a plus.
It was a
plus. And doggone it, Wilf, that wonderful wandering puppy Wilf. People like us.
I'm just going to say something first. Still thank you to Mac Jim. Don't worry, Carl. I'll get to them eventually.
How do you turn soup into jewellery at 24 carats? My podcast show with Guy and Guys.
End.
So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on. Go on home and go home.